I want to bring in NBC's Yamiche Alcindor covering the White House. Rick Stengel served as Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs under President Obama. He is also an MSNBC political analyst and former U.S. ambassador to Russia. Michael McFaul, I have to start with you, Mr. Ambassador, because I certainly have never seen anything like what we just watched unfold between the President of the United States and the leader of another country. Give me your take on what we've just witnessed.
We're on live TV, so I'm not going to speak in terms that I would speak if we were off the air, but this was horrific. This was a tragedy, and a tragedy for American national security interests. I want to really emphasize that. This does nobody any good. This doesn't make the American people better off tomorrow. The senator, now Vice President Vance, pleading for the leader of a country to pledge his fealty to President Trump and say thank you. I want to remind your viewers, President Zelensky said thank you to the American people 1,000 times. Use ChatGPT, Mr. Vice President, and look for it. And by the way, Senator Vance voted against that aid to Ukraine. So the paradox of that, it just was shocking to me. And they need to sign this deal. This deal was good for the United States, was good for Ukraine. And instead of signing that deal, we were relitigating Biden and Obama. And I just wish the president would put our interests today front and center and stop litigating what happened in 2016 or before, because that is not in America's national interest.
Rick Stengel, not only did he talk about what he thought, what President Trump says is the problems that were caused by both President Obama and President Biden, but somehow Hunter Biden got put in the middle of this. But let me play something that the ambassador just referenced, and that was the clear upset on the part of both Vice President Vance and President Trump that they felt that President Zelensky was not appreciating enough what the United States was offering to do for them or has done for them. Let me play that first piece of sound that came again from the end of what you're looking at right now. And when that happens again in this playback, we'll play it for you full. But let's take a listen.
You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
And you can see the look on President Trump's face. Rick Stengel, let me get your reaction.
He sounded there like one of the head of the five families. I agree with Mike. And one of the things, as the ambassador knows, is that in diplomacy, you prepare and prepare and prepare for meetings so that something like this doesn't happen. Trump treats everything as though it's a television show, and in this case, it's a live television show. He even said at the end, this is going to make great TV. I think I watched the beginning of it, and Zelensky said thank you a number of times. It is hypocritical for the vice president who voted against aid to Ukraine to ask Mr. Zelensky to thank him for it. It's also so at variance with the last 75 years of American history since the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan was one of the greatest acts of international generosity in world history. And we didn't ask the French or the Germans or the Japanese to say thank you, but they were grateful. And that is part of the reason why our soft power has helped America over the years. Ironically, the very reason that we have to sign this agreement for rare earth materials, for rare metals, is that the Chinese have cornered the world market on all of this material that we need for electric vehicles, for computers, for phones, in part because of their efforts of soft power around the world and making deals all around the world while we've been sitting on our hands. So there's lots of ironies and hypocrisies here. And I guess it is very dramatic, but it's exactly the kind of drama that we don't want to see.